What are you guys doing out here? You being lazy bums? I wish I was my dogs. They live the life. You live the life of luxury. Hello. So I was going to make some spring rolls. I thought it would be the perfect chance to harvest some of my romaine so that I could put it in there. So I'm gonna go cut it right now. After I cut some romaine, I'm gonna cut up the rest of my veggies and I'll show you what I'm gonna put in my spring rolls.
Where are you going? Going so fast tonight. Have you ever stopped beside the road to smell the rose of life? Take a breath now. Don't hold it in too long, 'cause you might end up missing out on life's short little song. She's saying, ooh, you've got one life to live. She's singing, ooh, got one life to live, don't let it go. You've got one life to live.
So before we get started talking about life, I figured I would show you how I make one of these first. So I just take a piece of rice paper like this, and then this plate has some warm water in it, and you just want to kind of soak it in here for a couple minutes. It'll get really soft and kind of sticky. So this is what it looks like now. Then I put it over here on a new plate. Then I'm gonna take the romaine from my garden. And I'm gonna basically take a few of each of these veggies that I've cut up. I cut them up to the perfect size so they'll fit perfectly on the wrap. Some carrots and peppers. Cilantro is really good, and obviously a little bit of avocado. And honestly, this is still really hard for me to do. Like, I am not very good at this, but I'm not serving a restaurant, so it doesn't have to look good. Then I take the back and I roll it forward a little bit, and when I get it rolled around one time, then I'll tuck in each side, and it should stick just like that. Very sticky. You roll it tightly and you finish it up. That one actually looks pretty good. What I wanted to talk about today is depression, anxiety, motivation, that kind of stuff. I've always kind of suffered with all of those things. They kind of come and go, but there's always one of those sort of lingering around. Throughout my life, I've always kind of been just not very motivated, and I feel like I'm excited to do a lot of things, and then when it comes down to it, I just, for some reason, there's something holding me back, and I just can't. It's like I'm frozen. And the reason I wanted to talk about it today is because I have this whole day off and it's beautiful outside and the sun is shining and I should be really happy. And for some reason when I woke up, I just felt really drowsy, like my head was in a fog. And that usually happens when I oversleep. And I don't mean to, I sleep really, really hard. And I have really active dreams, and sometimes I don't wake up for like 10 hours. That's always just been a problem for me my whole life. So when that happens, if I don't have to get up to an alarm, which I'm not gonna set an alarm if I don't have to work, I just don't. So when that happens, I wake up feeling really foggy, and I just feel like I'm not gonna diagnose myself because I haven't been to a doctor for this since I was a teenager. And I was diagnosed with depression when I was like 15, but I feel like all teenagers kind of have issues, mental problems, so I don't know what was going on then, but I've always really struggled with motivation. If I don't have to do something, then I probably won't. And it's something that I'm aware of, which I think is really good, but in some ways that doesn't really help. Like, I read the books, I try to get my mind right, and there's just something in my way, and I can never pinpoint exactly what it is. It's kind of hard to describe, but I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. So the reason I'm bringing this up now is because I had to really motivate myself to make this video. Yesterday I had all these ideas in mind of all this stuff I want to do. I mean, I always get like that, like the night before. I'm excited to get up and start my day, and then when it comes, it just, like, there's something holding me back, and it's got to stop. I got to figure out what to do to make me not like that, because it just holds me back from doing things. I mean, not only the lack of motivation, but the depression, the anxiety, that all kind of goes hand in hand, right? So this one's being a little fucker. Like, all of them don't look great. Like, this one obviously is not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, but it's gonna taste the same. So I've also always struggled with anxiety. It runs in my family. I've also had probably 3 or 4 panic attacks in my life, where I just cannot calm myself down. And they usually come up when I have just too much anxiety. It's like the anxiety just overcomes me and I just can't contain it. It's hard to explain to people who don't really understand it, because they tell you just calm down. And, like, obviously in your head you know that you just want to calm down, but it's like your feelings and your emotions and your brain just won't let you do it. And you have to have a special person around you to help you through it, because not many people understand it. Yeah, I get social anxiety. I have to, like, really force myself into a routine, like going to work. Like, when I have bouts of not working or being unemployed, I have a really hard time motivating myself to go apply for a job, go to the interview. It's like motivation, lack of motivation, depression and anxiety in those moments are, like, all coming together at one time, and it can be really, really hard to function and be happy, and it's just tough. It's really hard to deal with. And I knew I wanted to film a video today, and I was really excited about it last night, and then I woke up this morning and it just, even though, like, I love filming videos and I love editing videos, I don't know what it is. It's like I'm just stuck. That's the only way I can describe it. I think it's best to just be honest about it. Like, I just tell people sometimes when I'm having an anxious moment, I just tell them, I have mental problems and you just need to, like, ignore me. I can't help it, but it's like, this happens to me sometimes, so just don't be worried about it. Because it does, it can take over your life, and it can really mess with your happiness. Like, deep down inside, everybody wants to be happy. And I think that I probably could be 100% happy. There's something. That's why I'm such an indecisive person, and just in general, it drives me nuts. It's like, all these people, they know what they want to be, they know what they want to do from a very young age, and I just that never came to me. I was hoping someday when I grew up, I would figure out exactly what I wanted to be, and I would go be that. I'm almost 30 now, and I still got nothing. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if there's something wrong with me. I'm sure there's something wrong with me. I mean, that is obvious. Honestly, I just go through my life doing the best that I can. Like, that's all you can do. And you just need people in your life that will support you and be understanding and want the same things for you that you want for yourself. I mean, I have anxiety anytime I leave the house. I have a really hard time It's like once I'm out, I'm fine, and I don't know what my issue is. It's like getting my coat on, getting my purse, and getting in my flipping car is like the hardest part for me, and I don't understand. Once I'm in the car and I'm on the road, like, I am fine. And I've always been like that. I have a hard time moving. And the only way I find to get over anxiety about anything is just to freaking do it. Like, you just have to force yourself to do it. And the more you force yourself to do it, the easier it gets. But it's hard. Like, it's really, really hard. I am by no means perfect. I'm still figuring it out, and just, I'm fully aware of my emotions. I think that's really good. That's a good place to be. It's a good place to start if you have anxious feelings, but like, that's only the beginning. I have to force myself to go grocery shopping, to go, if it's not work, like, I have to force myself to do it because it's really, really hard for me. You have to figure out what works best for you. You have to set yourself up for success. You have to do things that are hard, and you know they're going to be hard, but you got to make it as easy for yourself as possible. That's why I try to plan things ahead a lot, but that's also something that drives my husband crazy, because if he wants to go do something, or we both want to go do something, like, I need to know all the details ahead of time. I don't even know why. Like, I don't even normally have anxiety about doing things. I just need to know exactly when, where, why. It just helps relieve my anxiety for some reason. I think maybe it's because I grew up with some unpredictability, and I was also promised things sometimes that didn't end up happening. And so if I have an expectation for what's going to happen, and then I can kind of prepare myself for what it would look like if it didn't happen. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but today I feel especially unmotivated and just depressed, and I don't know why. We're gonna push through it. There's always another day tomorrow. This is what the spring rolls look like. They're very colorful today because I've got that romaine in there that's kind of purple. I suppose I should show you how to make the peanut sauce. So let's do that right now. All right, so to make the peanut sauce, you're gonna take, obviously you want peanut butter, I'm guessing. And listen, I plan on making a lot of recipe videos and showing everybody what I like to eat, but I will say that I am not the kind of cook that likes to use a recipe. So in this case, I'm gonna give you the 4 ingredients that I like to use, and then you can sort of make it how you wanna make it. But in general, I don't give measurements. I don't measure anything myself. I just eyeball it and I taste it as I go. The next thing that I'm gonna add is sriracha, because I like things spicy. I've got tamari, which is gluten-free soy sauce. Then I put in some chili garlic sauce. The last thing that you want to add, well, I mean, if you want to eat it like this, you can, but it's pretty thick. So I'm going to put in some hot water. And it's very salty. It's definitely spicy enough. So I think today I'm actually going to try adding some agave. I've never added that before, but that might actually be really good in here. We've got our peanut sauce. This is what it looks like. Very messy, very runny, but it's delicious. I hope you enjoyed my talk about anxiety and depression and motivation, and I don't really have any answers for any of that stuff. I do the best I can. I push myself. I have to force myself to do things, and I think just talking about it helps. So I hope you enjoyed the recipe, and I hope you come back for more.